Good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these charges. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the State Attorney's Office can prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already. Pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest, I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear or affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please come forward to the podium. Christopher Brown.
Brown.
Morning, Mr. Brown. What's your date of birth?
August 23rd, 1986.
Mr. Brown, the charge is trespass. There's probable cause for that charge. As for that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Yeah, I'll represent myself.
Very good. State, what can you tell me?
You are not sure of possession of cocaine and sale. Also, violation of injunction and an FTM.
And Mr. Brown, I have an address for you on Maplehurst Way in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
My brother's been there about 3.5 years now. I've been in this town about 5 years total.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
You already know I don't, man.
I gotta ask. I'll set your bond at $1,000. I'll have you back in court on the 7th of February, all right?
When?
7th of February.
What's today's date now?
Very good. Please get it. And Jacqueline Alexander.
1 second, Your Honor.
Yep. Morning, miss. What's your date of birth? Jacqueline, you want to share your date of birth with me? Okay. Would you like to be represented by the public defender? Okay. Well, don't you worry about it, because as it turns out, I've done this a lot. I don't really need much help from you. I'll find there's probable cause for the 2 charges, which are battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting without violence. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I'll leave the bonds per the schedule, which is $5,000 and $2,000 respectively, for a total of $7,000. We'll have you back in court on the 12th of February. If you're able to bond out, you should go see the public defender right away. If you can't, they'll come there and visit with you. There's nothing I can do about it, ma'am. You'll have to talk to our lawyer, all right? You can stop by the public defender's office and tell them who you are and what the deal is. I'm getting there's probably other issues here, but as far as first That's all I can do. The public defender's office is going to send somebody out to see her right away to see if they can figure out what's next.
Health insurance is not because I needed to get her ex-parte.
Yeah, don't go away. He'll talk to you before you go here. Heather Fogg? Morning, Heather. What's your date of birth?
12/28/83.
Heather, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. Apparently you failed to appear in front of him on 2 charges, burglary of an occupied dwelling and a petty theft.
I did appear.
Pardon me?
I did appear, but it was about 12 o'clock and it was at 8:30.
That is exactly how Judge Toner sees it. Do you have a lawyer on that case?
No, I did not.
Would you like the public defender?
Yes.
I'll appoint the public defender. Judge Toner sets your bonds at $20,000 and $1,000 respectively. I can't change those, and we'll send you back to see him on the 12th of February. If you can bond out, then you should go see the public defender. If you can't bond out, they're going to come see you before court, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Athena Jones. Morning, Miss Jones. What's your date of birth?
6/15/89.
Athena, I've got 2 charges this morning. I've got a possession of methamphetamine and driving on a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like a public defender?
Public defender, please.
And looks like there's an open case, Steve.
Yes, sir.
All right. And let's see. Okay. Does she have any other history, Steve? Other than what's open?
Your Honor, she has a aggravated battery and grand theft, and that's all I can confirm.
Okay. Athena, what we're going to do today is I'll leave the bonds on the new charges the same, the $2,000 on the methamphetamine and the $500 on the driving. I'm going to move these cases to February 14th, which is when your other case is coming back. Then, unfortunately, job number 1 when you're out on pretrial release is don't pick up new charges. It appears that you have, so pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your pretrial release in case number 17 CF2072. So you're going to stay where you are without bond, Athena, at least until the 14th of February. At that point, Judge Toner can readdress your bond if he wishes, and the public defender is going to come see you at the jail before you go to court again, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Incoming. Shanda Merchant. Morning, Miss Merchant. What's your date of birth?
12/9/88.
Shanda, the charge is criminal mischief. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You can hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, Steve.
I have no history, Your Honor.
And Miss Merchant, where have you been staying lately?
With friends.
Okay. And you have a job these days?
No, sir.
On this, I'm going to leave the bond at the $500. We're going to have you back on the 7th of February. If you get out, you should go see the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail, okay?
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
for the record on this one, it shows that there's a felony grand theft charge. The date of that one.
Yeah, that's where this happened. She was getting arrested on a warrant for that felony theft, and this happened in the police cruiser.
And there should be a driving while license suspended
That-
on 110. No.
That I don't know about.
She's given a court date on 131, but the case isn't open. It's not showing the CPA.
Oh. Well, all right, let's find it. Since she's got a misdemeanor date, we'll sync them up.
It looks like a citation was given. She was on the misdemeanor.
And the date on that is the 31st?
The court date, yes, 131.
not on the docket right now. So, unfortunately, not much we can do about it, because I think you're right, it doesn't exist. Okay. Charles Barker.
Morning.
Morning, Charles. What's your date of birth?
2/14/73.
Okay. Charles, you're here on a warrant that I signed. I found probable cause for failing to appear in my court on a driving on a suspended license and a no motor vehicle registration. State, what's his history like?
Mr. Barker's history. Driver while license suspended. No attached registration. Battery. Misdemeanor possession of Blue Legend drug, and that's all I can confirm.
Okay. Charles, if you'd like to resolve this case today, I give you time served of 2 days to take care of the driving on a suspended no motor vehicle registration. Is that something you'd like to do?
Yes, sir.
Very good. You understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, the right to have a lawyer represent you, but you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 17, CT 4517, as to charge of count 1 that you drove knowing your license was suspended or revoked. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
And as a charge of count 2 that you were driving a vehicle that was not registered, how do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept those pleas. I'll find they're freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty on both counts, sentence you to 2 days in the county jail on each count, with credit for 2 days served on each count. There'll be a fine and court cost of $438, $100 for the cost of incarceration. If that takes care of it, Charles, if there's nothing else keeping you in the jail, you will be released today, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank you. Good luck. Oh, 88 more. Right. Sorry. Thanks again. Daniel Berry.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Mr. Berry. What's your date of birth?
March 13th, 1990.
And Mr. Berry, looks like you're currently on felony probation. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have 2 issues this morning, Daniel. First is operating an unregistered motor vehicle. Then I have a probable cause arrest for the violation of probation. There's probable cause for both those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. As to the violation of probation, of course, there is no bond. That case will be back on the 12th of February, and the public defender will come see you before then. On the driving
Sir, can I say something on my behalf, please?
You can, but it probably won't help, and you have to be careful about saying things that can be used against you, but fire away.
My fiance, she's there right now. She's 9 months pregnant. I also have 2 other kids that live with me, my son and her daughter. I am the sole provider for my house. She is not working because she's pregnant. I don't know what they're going to do if I can't get out of jail. She did speak to my probation officer, and she told me to ask you if you could reinstate my probation so I could bond out. I don't know what they're going to do, and I don't want to miss my son being born.
Okay. The bottom line is I lack the authority to reinstate your probation. It's a felony case. I'm a county judge. I can't do it. All I can do is tell you that you got arrested for a felony DOP this morning, and that has no bond. The thing she should do is go to the public defender's office and let them know about all of these issues. So if there's something that can be done, if they can contact the PO, if there's something that can be done, that's where it's going to happen. I can't do it. I absolutely lack the authority to do it. So
I understand.
all I can do is set the bond. I'm going to set a $500 bond on the driving charge. That one's coming back on February 7th. Public defender will come see you as soon as possible.
All right, thank you.
Kenneth Bishop.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
5/15/96.
Kenneth, the charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel, or would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I believe the charge is going to be dropped today.
Well, that's why we're here. No, it's not going to be dropped. And even if the alleged victim runs into the state attorney's office this morning and says, drop the charge, it's not getting dropped today. So you can play ball with me, and then I'll explain to you how this works. And
Yes,
tell
sir.
me whether you want to represent yourself or whether you'd like a public defender.
I would like a public defender, sir.
Very good. I'll appoint the public defender. State any history.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Is the alleged victim here?
Yeah.
Come on forward. Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear firm, tell truth, whole truth, none but the truth.
Yes,
State
sir.
your name.
Jamie Barnberger, I'm his
All
mother.
right. Jamie, obviously you're interested in dropping the charges, right?
It was miscommunication.
Okay. That's
Yes.
fine. So you'd be all right having contact with Kenneth?
Absolutely.
And state you told me no history?
No, Your Honor. Looks like he has an open case, though. There's 17 MN 2249.
Yes.
What's that?
Attempted petty theft.
And he bonded out on that one around 1031.
Okay. I'm not going to RCO him based on the circumstances here.
Oh.
Kenneth, I'm going to set your bond at $10. I have to set a monetary bond on a charge like this. The condition of the bond is that you'll have peaceful contact with Jamie. It's always a crime to touch her any way she does not want to be touched. It could be a violation of your conditions of pretrial release now if you so much as raise your voice. Okay, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When's his other case coming back?
29.
2/8.
Oh.
Okay. We're going to move this one to that date. Okay. I'm going to have this case come back on the 8th of February, which is where your other case also is. And then, Jamie, what I would tell you is whatever appointment they made for you at the state attorney's office, keep that. The way this works is that it's not up to you whether or not they go forward, but they certainly want to hear from you. The decision to go forward with the charges belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who will handle this case. So I can't promise you that it'll get dropped, but you do have to, if you want it dropped, you'll have to be in contact with them, okay?
Yes.
All right, very good. All right, so Ken, $10, peaceful contact, 8th of February, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Edward Klein. Morning, Edward. Date of birth?
1/10/89.
Edward, I have two warrants. Both were signed by Judge Merritt. In each case, he found probable cause for a violation of probation. As for that charge, you want to represent yourself, hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender. I will, the bond on the warrant, of course, is no bond. I can't change that. I will change the date, however, to the 6th of February. They told you the 12th. The right date will be the 6th, and that'll be for both cases. So there'll be no bond on both cases. They're both coming back on the 6th of February, and the public defender is going to come see you before that, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Antonio Del Castillo.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
January 15, 1987.
Tony, I have three warrants for you out of Pasco County. They're all FTAs. The judge or judges that issued them set bonds on them of $25,013, $25,013, and $25,000, respectively, for a total of $75,026. I can't change those bonds, unfortunately. If you had the ability to post those bonds, you could get out of jail here, go down to Pasco County, and find out when they want you in court. If you do not have the ability to post those bonds, we'll notify Pasco County immediately. They'll be told that you're here and ready to go. Give them 5 days to come get you. It does not take 5 days with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you were still here 5 days from now, they would bring you back to see me, and I would find out what the holdup is, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Robert Flagg.
Morning.
Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
6/28/45.
Robert, the charge is battery on a law enforcement officer. There's probable cause for the charge. As to the charge, you want to represent yourself? You want to hire private counsel? Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
No history, Your Honor.
Robert, I have an address for you on Scepter Avenue in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you lived there?
13 years.
And you have a job these days, or you're retired?
I'm retired.
Robert, I'm going to set your bond at $500. I'll have you back in court on the 12th of February. Very important that when you get out, you go and see the public defender right away, okay?
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yep. Douglas Francisco.
Morning.
Morning, Douglas. What's your date of birth?
November 29th, 1989.
Douglas, the charge this morning is driving under the influence. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, please.
Appoint the PD. State, what can you tell me?
No history, Your Honor.
And Douglas, I have an address for you on Plantation Oaks Drive in Tampa. Is that where you live?
Yeah.
How long
Yes.
have you been there?
About 4 years.
Do you have a job these days?
I work on and off doing construction, yeah.
Okay. Douglas, I'll set your bond at $500. I'll have you back in court on the 17th of February. Very important that you go see the public defender when you get out, all right?
Okay, that's here in Brooksville?
Here in Brooksville, right?
Okay.
Thank you.
And what date
thank-
was it, Your Honor?
Oh, it says 17th. That's wrong, isn't it? It should be the 7th. Right? 7th, am I missing? Douglas,
Yeah.
I told you the 17th of February. The right date is the 7th, okay?
Okay, there's no way we can keep it at the 17th?
No, that date is wrong all the way around.
Okay.
It's got to be the 7th here in Brooksville.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright. Yep.
Neil Geiger. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
8/1/84.
Neil, I've got 5 warrants for you this morning. They're all out of Citrus County. They're all warrants for failing to appear. The judge or judges that signed the warrants set your bond on each and every one of them at no bond. There's nothing I can do about that. We will let Citrus know that you're here and ready to go. Same thing as I told the gentleman earlier. They'll have 5 days to come get you. It does not take 5 days with Citrus. But if for some strange reason you're still here in 5 days, they'll bring you back to see me, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Kevin Hatfield. Morning, Kevin. What's your date of birth?
12/5/64.
Kevin, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Neal. He found probable cause for 1 count of uttering a forged check. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I have a hired attorney.
Very good. And state what you tell me.
Your Honor, pretty extensive history regarding grand theft and forgeries. Also an escape, possession of controlled substance,
Okay. All right.
and false imprisonment.
Very good. Kevin, I got an address for you on Forest Oaks Boulevard in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you been there?
About 10 years.
And do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
I do water treatment.
Okay. I'm going to leave you bond at the $2,000. I'll have you back in court on the 12th of February. Make sure you tell that date to your lawyer, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Leo Johnson. Morning, Mr. Johnson. What's your date of birth?
9/27/71.
Leo, the charge is possession of marijuana. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Steve?
Your Honor, several possessions of cocaine, possession of paraphernalia, driving while license suspended, possession of a firearm prior to being felon. Also, in this one, it says that on 1/9/2018, ROR was denied, but for some reason he was released, and there's no court dispo in CCIS as to why.
What did he get arrested for?
He was arrested. It says 17 p.m. 2595. That date of offense was 12/3. I'm not sure what it was.
Okay. What's that case? And when is 2595 coming back? Okay. All right. And Leo, I've got an address for you on Railroad Place in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long you been there?
All my life.
All right. You got a job these days?
Was supposed to have one today.
All right, Leo, on the marijuana, I'll set the bond at $500. That's coming back on the 7th of February. And unfortunately, it appears that you're on pretrial release on another case, job number 1. When you're out, just don't pick up new charges. It appears to me that you have. So pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, I'm going to revoke your bond at 17 CF 2595. We'll hold you without bond until the 6th of February when that one comes back to court. The judge on that case can reinstate your bond if that's something he wants to do. The misdemeanor case that you just picked up will come back on the 7th of February. Public defender will come see you before your court dates, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Dennis Jones.
Yes, sir.
Morning, Mr. Jones. What's your date of birth?
10/2/69.
Mr. Jones, I have 2 issues this morning. We have possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I would like to hire private counsel, considering on about being released today or not.
Okay, so you're going to hire private counsel?
Yeah, I would like to.
Okay. And state, what can you tell me?
Long history of forgery and forensic charges in drug charges as well.
And Mr. Jones, I have an address for you on Claymore Street in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir, it is.
How long have you been there?
Oh, since 2001.
All right. And you have a job these days?
Yes, sir, I do.
What do you do?
I own a shrimp boat.
Okay.
It's not been the greatest since the cold.
Right, I understand. I'm going to leave your bond for the schedule, which is $2,000 on the cocaine and $1,000 on the paraphernalia, so the total is $3,000. I'll have you back in court on the 12th of February. Make sure that you tell your lawyer that date, okay?
Mr. Hitzemann, is it possible I could get pretrial release?
No, not today. You'll have to talk to your lawyer about that.
Okay.
Nicholas Macchione?
Slide over. Slide over.
Morning, Nicholas. What's your date of birth?
12/6/92.
Nicholas, I've this morning 2 counts of failed to return rental property and 5 counts of defrauding a pawnbroker. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender? Appoint the PD. Okay. And then state.
Felony battery, retail.
Well, hang on. He's got an open case.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, and that's coming back to 216. Is that right? Okay. And for some reason, the arresting officer didn't set any bonds on any of these. I assume because he was already in jail. but I don't know. Has he got bond on the case that he's got set already? Okay. Okay, all right. But where is his open case coming back to? Oh, you told me that I had that already. Okay. Okay. And so Nicholas, I have an address for you on Arbuckle Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
No.
Okay. Where do you live these days?
9369 Chase Street.
Okay. And when you were out, did you have a job?
Yeah, I just started Tuesday.
What were you doing?
Underground utilities.
Okay. All right. On the first two, the failed to returns, I'm going to leave the bonds for the schedule, which is $2,000 each. That's a total of $4,000. I'm going to move those to the 16th of February, where your other case is. And then on the 5 counts of falsification, I'm going to set those at $2,000 each. So we've added $14,000 total on all these charges. All of them will be coming back on the 16th of February. If you're able to get out, you should go see the public defender immediately. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail before you go back to court, all right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Daniel Powell. Morning, Daniel. What's your date of birth?
6/5/88.
Daniel, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Toner. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I have a private attorney.
Very good. The bond on the warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I'm going to have you back in court on the 12th of February. Make sure you tell your lawyer about that court date, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Otis Ryan. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
Assalamu alaikum. My birthday is February the 20th, 1988, after the meeting of Jesus Christ.
Otis, you got a charge of battery this morning. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I would like to represent. Right here?
Yeah, good. You want
I would like to represent myself.
Okay, that's fine. State, what can you tell me?
2 prior batteries and a carrying concealed firearm.
Okay. All right. And Otis, where you been staying lately?
I walk the earth as a homeless man.
All right. I'll set your bond at $500, Otis. Condition of the bond is that you'll have no contact with Scott, Mom, of any kind, so don't have any contact with him. I'll have you back in court on the 7th of February, all right?
Is there any way to be R&R?
Nope.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. James Soros.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
9480.
James, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I guess I'm going to pick the public defender.
All right. I'll point the PD. Bond on the warrant, James. There's no bond. I can't change that. I'll have you back in court on the 6th of February. Public defender will come see you before then, okay?
All right.
Very good. And Amber Leverock.
So she just took 1129 or a year and a day. I can't remember which, but she has 30 days credit.
Okay. Okay. And what's the charge, Ed? I got a case number with no charge. It's a petty theft. And state you.
Second charge is resisting arrest.
So petty theft, resisting merchant's efforts, and state, do you know if there's any restitution?
No.
If not, I can.
I don't think so, Your Honor. I don't have anything.
Okay, all right. Amber, you understand by entering you want to resolve with time served, Amber?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Do you understand by entering a plea today, you give up the right to have a trial by jury, the right to confront the witnesses against you, the right to remain silent, but you want to give up those rights so we can take care of this today?
Yes, sir.
Case number 17, MF 3631, as to the charging count 1 of petty theft. How do you wish to plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
And the charge 2, resisting a merchant's efforts. How do you wish to plead? You may also plead no contest.
Yes, sir. No contest.
I'll accept those pleas. I'll find them freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty on both counts. What was the time at?
30 days.
30 days. I will sentence you to 30 days in the county jail on each count with credit for 30 days served on each count. Be finding court costs on count 1 of $620, on count 2, $88 more dollars, and $100 for the public defender's office. But that takes care of your misdemeanor, Amber.
Judge Goy.
Thank you.
She would have got it, whatever else she played. All right. Thank you, folks.